Hello boys and girls, a very good morning and welcome to this live session on Speed Math brought to you by TalentSprint. I hope all of you are in good health and your preparation for the IBPS PO exam in the highest gear, right? I think it's high time now. We just have about 8 days left for the IBPS PO preliminary examination, right? Which is scheduled to start from the 7th of October, right? The first slot is on the 7th of October. So, at this point in time, you must be fully ready to take the exam anytime now. Like for example, if let's say IBPS comes to you and says, go take your exam now, you should be like, okay, I'm ready. Because in the last 7 days, there's nothing which should be left for preparation, right? I mean, especially when it comes to the learning component of preparation. While you may continue to practice, but the learning part must have been done by now already, right? Preparation, as you all know, has got two components, learn and practice. So learn should have been done by now. Practice will anyway continue till the last day. So the point that I'm trying to make is you should be like ready, right? Fully ready to take the IBPS PO preliminary examination anytime now. And I'm assuming that all of you have also got to know the date of your examination and you have strategized your preparation accordingly for the last few days, right? Your exam could be on 7th or 8th or 14th or 15th of this month, of October. So depending on that, you will have, either maybe 8 days or 15 days left. And I'm sure these 8 or 15 days that you have are very, very important for you to, set yourselves mentally, right? Prepare yourselves mentally for this exam. All right. In terms of preparedness on the subjects and the topics and the concepts, I'm sure you're all ready. But what you really need to work on now, especially at this point of time, is to gain that confidence and keep yourselves positive, right? Remember, I've always mentioned this, I'm repeating myself, that most of the students fail in these exams or fail to score more, not because they're not good in subject or not good in concepts or not because they don't know the shortcut formula. It is because they cannot handle that pressure in the examination, right? They cannot manage time really well, right? They get too nervous to perform during the exam. Otherwise, these guys are really good, right? If a little more time is given to them, or if let's say the same question paper is given for 2 hours or 3 hours of time, I'm sure they'll score 100 on 100. But to be able to score the maximum possible in that limited time of 60 minutes is what really matters. All right. So I think, try to gain that confidence, surround yourself with positive energy, keep yourselves positive so that you can, you can perform with a relaxed mind and give your best during the exam. Okay. Now, today's discussion, like you all know, is on speed math, right? We met the last time on the last Friday, same time, 11 a.m., where we discussed about the concept of percentages. I mean, not really the concept of percentages, but how do you deal with percentage-based calculations? I had picked up a pie chart from the last year's IBPS PO prelims paper, right? And we had seen how to do these percentage-based calculations very quickly without putting pen on paper. So let's take something else today. Speed math is all about doing these numerical calculations quickly without putting pen on paper. So I think let's look at something as simple as additions. Now you might be wondering that why do we have to discuss additions? Additions is very simple, right? I know how to add numbers. Yes, I'm sure if I ask you, do you know additions? You'll say yes, I know how to add numbers, how to subtract numbers. But not really. What we know is how to do it on paper. The question that I have is, can you do it without putting pen on paper? Yeah. So let's look at that today, right? I'm going to spend about 10-15 minutes of time doing this for you. You have to just take the cue from this and practice as much as you can. Okay. So should we start? Can we start now? I think we'll focus on additions today. Yeah. And good to see that so many of you have joined the chat already, right? Baba Sahib, Sonule, Sid Shaw, Shakti Jhansi, Vijay Lakshmi, and many others there. Yeah. We have Mohini Bharadwaj, Rahul, Sharath, then Priya, Ashu Maurya, Ratika Sharma. Yeah. Who else? We have Shaini, Kirti Tejasvi. We also have Jocelyn. Good to see you all, and great to see that you have started interacting and engaging yourselves through the chat. You can continue doing so, right? I'm sure I'll ask you a lot of questions which you have to answer to the chat here. So let's get started. I think many of you have confirmed that we are good to start. So we are only going to focus on additions today, right? And I think once you know how to do additions, you also can do subtractions, subtractions accordingly. So let me start with something simple, like what is 3 plus 4? 7. What is 9 plus 3? 12. What is 7 plus 16? 23. Simple calculations. All of us can do this, right? But let's say if I have to ask you what is 37 plus 49? What do you do? 37 plus 49. Answer. Simple question. 37 plus 49. We have Saurabh Nagar, Nitish Kumar, Gautam, Mobin, Nakul, Richa. We have Kamaljeet Kaur, Sai Krish. We have Shikha Sinha, and many others, right? We have Visalam, Vivek Kumar. So what was the question I forgot? 37 plus 49 did I ask? What is 37 plus 49? Anybody who's got the answer? Anybody who's got the answer to this question? 37 plus 49. Yeah, 86. Tipu says 86. You might be wondering why I'm asking this simple question, but this is where the trick lies. If you cannot do these simple questions quickly, you will not be able to do the complex ones. Yeah, so I think 86 is the most common response here, right? All of you have mentioned 86. 37 plus 49 is what I had asked. 37 plus 49, yeah? Right, 37 plus 49 is indeed 86. 37 plus 49, 86. Now, how do you do this is the question, right? How do you arrive at that answer is the question. I may sound a little blunt here, but if you have done this to arrive at the answer, 7 plus 9, 16, then 4 and 4 is 8, 86. If this is how you have arrived at the answer, you are not fit for the exam. I can write it on paper, you're going to fail in this exam. You will not be able to clear the IBPSPO preliminary examination or any bank exam for that matter. If this is how you have added these two numbers, check it yourself, right? I mean, you can comment. I'll be glad if you honestly accept that you have done this in your, if you have done this to arrive at the answer. This is not the way you add these numbers. How do you do? Two simple numbers, two-digit numbers, you can mentally add these without any difficulty, right? What can be done? 37 plus 49. There are different ways of doing it, right? Now, what I would suggest is to split and merge, right? Split the numbers and then merge those individual calculations to arrive at the answer. How can that be done? See, there are units places and there are tens places. So add the units places separately, add the tens places separately, and then merge the two values, right? So what is 37? What is 37? 37 is 130 and 17. There's a 30 and there's a 7. Here we've got a 40 and a 9. Right? Adding 37 to 49 might be difficult, right? Adding 37 to 49 might be difficult, or conversely 49 to 36 might be difficult, but adding only tens places and adding only units places is always easy. So 30 and 40, 70, 7 and 9 is 16, 70 and 16 is 86. That's one way of doing it, right? Simple. 30 and 40, 7 and 9. So 70 and 16, 86 is the answer. What can be done otherwise? Try to look at the numbers differently. In my view, this 49 is not 49. You can take it as 50 minus 1. You don't have to write it on paper. Don't try to put it on paper. It becomes time consuming then, right? But then 49 is as good as 50 minus 1. Now you know that adding 50 is a lot easier than adding 49, right? I can add 50 very easily. Though 50 is higher than 49, more than 49, adding 50 is easy. How do we do that? 37 plus 50, 87. Yes or no? 87 minus 1, 86. It will happen in a jiffy. You don't have to put pen on paper. It will not take more than 1 second, right? Less than 1 second, you know what the answer is. Okay? 37 plus 50 minus 1. 37 plus 50 is 87. Minus 1 is 86. You're getting it? So this is how you can do two-digit calculations. Same has to be extrapolated for 3-digit numbers or 4-digit numbers or 5-digit numbers, right? You do digit by digit calculation, like add the hundreds places, add the thousands places, add the tens places, add the units places, and then merge all these to get the answer. You may feel like this is not really going to help me in the exam, right? How much of time can I save? But believe me, these simple things is what matters, right? Most of us are running behind trying to solve complex problems easily, right? We are trying to move mountains. That's not going to help, right? Try to keep simple things simple and you'll be able to score more in the exam, right? Like for example, all of you would agree with me that adding 100 is a lot easier than adding 99. Right? Or adding 100 is easier than adding 98. Like for example, if I have to add 47 plus 98, 47 plus 98 is 145. How do you do that? Don't add 98, add 100, and then subtract 2, right? So 47 and 100, 147 minus 2 is 145. Very quickly, right? It happens very quickly. Now let's take some 4-digit numbers and see what happens. Or let's take 3-digit numbers, right? 762 plus 931. What's the answer? 762 plus 931. don't put pen on paper. Just look at the 100 places, 10 places, unit places and merge all of them. So 900 and 700 is 1600, 60 and 30 is 90 and 2 and 1 is 3. So that's the answer, 1693. You understand? 1600, 90 and 3. 1693 is the answer. You're getting it? 700 plus 900, 1600, 6 plus 3 or 60 plus 30. That's 6 plus 3 but 60 plus 30. I mean it's actually 6 plus 3. 6 plus 3 is 9 but since it is in 10 places it becomes 90. And then 2 plus 1 is 3. Right? So 7 and 9 is 16 but since it is in hundreds places you have to take 16 hundreds. 6 and 3 is 9 but since it is in tens places you have to take 9 tens which becomes 90. And then 2 and 1 will make it 3. So 1693 is the answer, right? That's how you do it. 1693 is the answer. 1693 is the answer. Whether you accept or not, I'm sure many of us here add these numbers on paper in this fashion. You know, like those guys in grocery stores, right? How do they do it? 2 and 1, 3, then this is 9 and then this is 16, 1693. Waste of time, right? This is not going to help you in the exam. 1693. What's the other way of doing it, right? Now there's another important way or easier way of looking at how you add these numbers. These are simple enough to do mentally, but if at all you have to put it on paper, what you can always do is go digit by digit, right? I mean, what we had done in the first method is 100 spaces separately, 10 spaces separately, unit spaces separately, right? But if it is, let's say, if you have to go digit by digit, then how do you do it? In that case, always remember you have to move from right to left, right? Always move from right to left, digit by digit. What do we do? Add the unit places first. What is 2 plus 1? 2 plus 1 is 3. So take 3 in the answer, right? 2 plus 1 is 3. Take 3 in the answer. Then add the 10 spaces. 6 plus 3 is 9. Take 9 in the answer. And then add the 100 spaces. 7 plus 9 is 16. 1693 is the answer. Remember, you will get the same answer even if you do it from left to right in this particular case. But that's not the right way to do it. Always go from right to left. Always go from right to left. Add the unit spaces first, then the 10 spaces, then the 100 places. Some numbers may have 1000 places, then add only the 1000 places, then 10,000 places, then the numbers in the lakh places and so on. Just continue that way and you'll get the answer. 1693 is the answer. I'll tell you why am I asking you to go from right to left, right? Suppose if I change this 762 to let's say 782. 782. Right? If I change 760 to 782, I mean, you have increased it by 20, so answer will become 1693 plus 20. That's one way of doing it. But then let's say if it is a fresh calculation, right? 782 plus 931. Then if you come from right to left, if you come from left to right, you may not get the right answer, right? So always go from right to left. What do you do in this case? The same process. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 8 is 11. So take 1 in the answer and the other one gets carried forward. Right? When you are doing this calculation, always take only one digit in the answer, the other digit gets carried forward. Okay? So 1 plus 2 gives you 3, 3 plus 8 is 11, 1 is in the answer, 1 gets carried forward. Now, what do we have in 100 places? We have 7 and 1 and 9. 7 and 1 and 9. That makes it what? 17, right? This is 10 plus 7, 17. So 1713 is the answer, which is 20 more than 1693. I mean, we know that we have increased the tens places by 2, right? So 20 is the increment, 1713 is the answer. You're getting it? Suppose this same calculation has to be done using split and merge, what we had done earlier, right? 100 spaces separately, 10 spaces separately, unit spaces separately. What do? 700 and 900, or 7 and 9 is 16, so 1600. 80 and 30, or 8 plus 3, 11, 110. Remember, 1600 and 110. You have got 100 here, right? 1600 plus 110 makes it 1710. And then 2 and 1 is 3. So 1710 plus 3, 1713 would be the answer. So either ways, you get the same answer. Either go digit by digit. But when you're doing digit by digit, always move from right to left. Or take 100 spaces, 1000 spaces, 10 spaces, unit spaces separately and then merge all of them, right? And then merge all of them to get the required answer. You're getting it? So, same has to be extended to 3-digit numbers, 4-digit numbers, 5-digit numbers. So, let's take something different now, right? I mean, different as in same addition based calculation, but some big numbers now, right? Let's say 4592 plus 7621 plus 3784 plus 1236 plus 461 is equal to what? Can you find out the answer? I'm sure this is readable, right? 4592 plus 7621 plus 3784 plus 1236 plus 461 is equal to what? Let's see how many of you get the right answer. I'm sure all of you will get the right answer. There's no doubt about that. But how do you arrive at the answer is what is important here. Okay, so your time starts now. Okay. add these values, add the values and get the answer. There are two ways that we have discussed. Either go digit by digit on paper from left to right, or add the values, split each number into multiple parts. Like this 4,592 is like 4,590 and 2. This is 7,000 plus 600 plus 20 plus 1 and so on. Okay, answers have started coming in. Mohammed Rizwan has got 17,694 and so has others, right? Richa and Sid have also got 17,694. I'll wait for a few more seconds. I'm sure others are in the process. Shakti has got 17,694. Abhishek Sharma has got 21,694. 21,694. 21,694. Abhishek, there is no thousands place here. I know where you have gone wrong, right? Your answer is at least not matching with others. I'm assuming that 17,694 is the correct answer. Abhishek, you have considered a thousands place here. Remember, this is a 3-digit number. This is a 3-digit number, right? Yeah, Shikha Sinha, Saurav Kumar, Kamaljeet Kaur, Gopal Naidu, Raghavendra, and Purti Sharma, and Rahul, and Swarna. All you guys have got 17,694. Yeah, Gautam has also got 17,694. And so has Kirti and Baba Sahib. Good. 17,694. We have Muthuram who's got 17,654. You're going wrong somewhere. 17,654 is not in line with what your friends have marked here. Saurabh Parekh says it should be 17,695. 17,695. Now you have changed it to 17,645. 21,000 change. Yeah. So I think clearly 17,694 is what all of you have marked here, right? Most of you have marked here. Now my question to you is, how did you do this? Did you do it on paper or without paper? See, the reason I have picked up these simple arithmetic calculations for the session today is because if you look at last year's SB APU paper or IBP SPU paper, in the topic of data interpretation, they're throwing such numbers on us and they're asking us to add. You may have to find out the average, or you may have to just find out the sum of 5 different companies or anything there, right? So there we are kind of made to add 4 or 5 4-digit numbers or 5-digit numbers. So that is the reason it is important. You know how to do this very quickly, right? What we usually believe is these are difficult calculations. Difficult as in time consuming, because complex numbers, adding it will take time. But if you use a smart method and if you do it, if you do enough practice, you'll be able to do it really quick, right? So if you guys have done on paper, not fit for the exam. I am very clear, you're not gonna you'll not be able to score really high in the exam there, right? Without paper, either go split and merge, or even if you do it on paper, do digit by digit like what we have discussed, right? Do digit by digit and it becomes easier. So let's take it up. How do you do it? 17,694 I assume is the right answer. I'm hoping none of you have used the calculator there. So should we do it digit by digit first? Let's do it digit by digit. Remember, left to right. Right to left. Always go from right to left, as in not right to left this way, but in each number add the rightmost digits first and then proceed towards the left. You're getting it? I'll tell you, if you come from left to right, you will go wrong like one of your friends had done it, right? If you come from left to right, what happens? You will say 4,000, 7,000, 3,000, 1,000, and you may consider this as 4,000. This is not 4,000, this is 400. So to avoid that confusion, always come from right to left, so that the rightmost digit is always the units place. See, the leftmost digit need not be thousands place always. Here it is thousands place, here it is thousands place, and so is thousands place in these two cases. But then this is the leftmost digit of this number, but still it's hundreds place. Yeah. So these are simple points which you need to keep in mind. Okay, always go from right to left. So go from right to left, what happens? See, before I jump into this, what usually people do, and I'm not saying that you guys have done it, but I have seen enough students do this. What they do is 4,592. Look at the amount of time that we're spending, right? They have got this question, or they know that these numbers have to be added. They'll first copy these numbers. So 4,592, 7,621, 3,784, then 1,236, and then 461. Like those Kirana shop fellows, like I've mentioned, right? They put it up on paper and then start adding it. So 2 plus 1, 3 plus 4, 7 plus 6, 13 plus 1, 14. 1 carried forward. Then 1 plus 9, 10 plus 2, 12 plus 8, 20 plus 3, 23 plus 6, 29. 2 carried carried forward. Then 2 plus 5, 7 plus 6, 13 plus 7, 20 plus 2, 22 plus 4, 26. 2 carry forward. 2 plus 4, 6 plus 7, 13 plus 3, 16 plus 1, 7. 17,694. Yes, I've got the answer. 17,694. Absolute nonsense. If this is how you're going to do it, you're not in the race, right? You have already lost it. The problem is not the method. The problem is that we have to copy all the numbers here, right? However fast, right? Putting up these 5 numbers on paper would at least take 15 to 20 seconds of time, right? So your answer is right, but this is not what you can do in the exam. I mean, you don't have that luxury to do calculations this way. So what do? Let's do digit by digit first, right? So add the unit spaces. 2 plus 1, 3 plus 4, 7 plus 6, 13 plus 1, 14. If you understand, we are doing the same thing. Whatever has been done here, the same thing is being replicated here without writing the numbers. What do we do? Why do we write numbers like this? I mean, see, this is what was taught to us in school, right? If you go behind the formula or if you go behind the method and try to understand what actually has happened here is, what are we doing? We're trying to align all the unit spaces, align all the tens places, align all the hundreds places, align all the thousands places. If you recall what your teachers had said, or if I recall what my teacher had told me, my teacher told me she was, she of course was very good in numbers there. Now she used to tell us that, always make sure that your unit spaces are in line, tens places are in line, hundreds places. Those days we never really bothered why it should be in line. We thought that's a process. I mean, that actually is a process, but we never cared about why do we have to do this. So we just started doing it, and we get the answers this way. Try to understand, all the unit spaces have to be added first. And then there also she had told me, right, or told us that always go from right to left, right? Do we ever add left to right? No. So same thing I'm explaining you in a different way. Where do we save time? We save time by not writing numbers on paper. That's the advantage, right? So if there's anyone out there who has done it in this way, confess. I think honestly you should accept that you have made a mistake, right? This is not the way you add it. Gone are those days when we are supposed to do it this way, right? So same thing, add all the unit spaces. That's what we are doing here, right? 2 plus 1, 3 plus 4, 7 plus 6, 13 plus 1, 14. 4 in the answer and 1 gets carried forward. Remember, always take only one digit in the answer. The other digit has to get carried forward, right, to the next place. Then 1 plus 9. Now adding 10 spaces, right? There's a carry here. 1 plus 9, 10, plus 2, 12, plus 8, 20, plus 3. Now be careful, right? Instead of adding 3, if you add 6, you'll go wrong. So only 10 spaces now. So 1 plus 9, 10, plus 2, 12, plus 8, 20, plus 3, 23, plus 6, 29. You're getting it? 10 plus 2, 12, plus 8, 20, plus 3, 23, plus 6, 29. So 9 in the answer, and now 2 gets carried forward. And now 2 gets carried forward, right? Now 100 spaces. So 2 plus 5, 7, 7 plus 6, 13, plus 7, 20, plus 2, 22, plus 4, 26. 6 in the answer, and now again 2 gets carried forward. And now the 1000 spaces. Remember 1000 spaces. 2 plus 4 is 6, 6 plus 7, 13, 13 plus 3, 16, 16 plus 1, 17, plus 0, plus 0. Remember, there's no 1000 place. Don't add 4 again. Don't add 4 again. One of you had done this, right? You had added 4 again and you got 21,694. But the actual answer is 17,694. Why? Because when you've done it this way, you forgot that this is 100 space. You considered this to be 1000 place. So if you want to avoid that confusion, always balance the number of digits before you start doing your calculation. How can you do that? Just put a 0 here. See, all the other numbers are 4-digit numbers except this one. So I'll make it look like a 4-digit number by putting up a 0. As simple as that, right? So continue now. 2 plus 4, 6 plus 7, 13 plus 3, 16 plus 1, 17 plus 0, 17. 17,694. The same answer as you have got here, but without writing these numbers. Now this may look like, ultra simple, right? You might be wondering that what is so great about it. There's nothing great about it. I mean, you all know the method. I'm only making you or helping you realize that this is not what is to be done in the exam. Yeah. So that's how you add numbers. That's how you do addition. Yeah. Should we do it mentally now? Adding only thousands, adding only hundreds, and so on. Yeah. Okay. Sid is talking about changing the education system. We'll get into that later, but let's crack our exam first, right? I know. I don't say that the education system should be changed. This is how you should do it. This is how you should do it. Because you should know this. See, what I'm discussing is a simpler way of doing the same calculation, but you should know this. right? I mean, I have seen many parents and many of my colleagues have got to know that there are these speed math techniques which can help you do calculations very quickly, right? And they come to me and say that, can I get access to the videos, or can I show these videos to my son who's studying in 3rd standard, or my daughter who's in 6th standard? My simple answer is no, plain no. Please do not show these speed math videos to kids who are in school, because they have to learn how to multiply numbers on paper, right? While I may say that multiplying 34 with 49 in this fashion, right? 9 4 36, 9 3 27, and 3 30, 4 4 16, 4 3 12, and 1. Well, I may say that the answer is correct, assuming my calculation is correct here. I'm not good in paperwork, but while the answer might be correct, method is definitely wrong. For whom? For those who are appearing in a competitive exam, not for the kids. They should know how to multiply numbers this way, right? If they directly start watching these speed math videos, then then it will not be helpful to them, right? You should know the conventional method. Conventional method is important. Right? Conventional method is always important. When they come to a stage where they have to really perform quickly in the exam, or maybe after they have thoroughly learned these methods, then they should go for technique. So that is the reason I never suggest that we should change the way things are being done in school, right? That is correct. Of course, changes can be brought in, but let's not get into that now. By the way, how do you do this 34 into 49? How do you multiply 34 with 49? We have discussed this, right? 49, see, it's about multiplication with 5. I mean, I'm digressing a little bit. We are supposed to complete this, but now that we have taken it up, let me explain this. How do you multiply 34 with 49? I'm sure many of you would do it on paper. Many of us will do it on paper. Yeah? Many of us will do it on paper. 34 times 49. But who are smart? Smart are those who can smart as in, you should be able to do this quickly. If I am doing it on paper, and you are doing it without paper, then I am out of the race, right? Competitive exams, especially bank exams, is like a competitive race. The one who reaches the finishing line first is the winner. So if I do it on paper, I'll end up wasting a lot of time. How do you multiply? 49 is not 49. 49 is 50, right? 50 minus 1. Yeah, Hemant Chauhan has mentioned this already. 49 is not 49, 50 minus 1. So basically the idea is this number 34 has to be collected 49 times. The easiest way to do it is collect it 50 times and then give it back one time. See, collecting 49 times is difficult. Collecting 50 times would be easy. We have discussed this, right? In addition also, adding 50 is easier when compared to adding 49. So I'll not collect it 49 times. I'll collect it 50 times and then give it back one time. Now 34 should be collected 50 times. 34 into 50. 34 into 50 is as good as 34 into 5. Yes or no? 34 into 50 is 34 into 5 into 10. So all you have to do is, the only calculation that you need to do here is multiply 34 with 5. And we have a shortcut for that. How do you do it? How do you multiply a number with 5? Never multiply it by 5. Never multiply it by 5. Take half of the number and multiply it by 10. Because 5 is equal to 10 by 2. 5 is equal to 10 by 2. You're getting it? So 34 into 5 is 34 into 10 by 2, or half of 34 into 10. What is half of 34? 17 into 10, 170. So 34 into 5 is 170. I mean, this will happen in 0 seconds. When I say 0 seconds, I mean that it will happen in 0 seconds. 34 into 5 is 170. So 34 into 50 will be 1700. So when I collect 34 50 times, I get 1700. I very well know that I have taken it once, one extra time, right? I have to give it back. What do I have to give back? 34. How many times? One time. So 1700 minus 34. 1700 minus 34 is 1666. If you are unable to subtract 34, don't subtract 34. Subtract 30 and then subtract 4. 1700 minus 30, 1670, minus 4, 1666. That's your answer. Explanation has taken a little bit of time. I mean, we have spent about 1 minute or maybe 1.5 minutes in understanding this whole process. But when you do it yourself, it should take what? I think at best 4 to 5 seconds, assuming you have practiced a lot. It's all about practice. Learning this technique is not going to help. Learning this technique is not going to help. You should practice as much as you can, so that you can apply it effectively during the examination, right? And I'm sure all of you will agree with me, right? The problem is not in learning the shortcut formula. The problem is in recollecting the shortcut formula at the right time, right? When we look at a question in the exam, it happens many times with most of the students that they know how to solve it. They have learned some shortcut formula somewhere, but they're not able to recall it at the right time. And that makes it difficult. Yeah? So I think I'm discussing, maybe some of you may feel like I'm discussing two simple calculations here. But the problem, guys, is we flunk in these simple ones, not in the complex ones. Because if I have to multiply 4,592 with 7,621, we will multiply it on paper. There will not go wrong, right? There will not go wrong. that's the way you do it, right? I mean, of course, yesterday itself in our problem solving session, we have thrice weekly thrice doubts clarification sessions, right? So yesterday it was a doubts clarification session on quantitative aptitude for TalentSprint students. I mean, not on YouTube, in our private channel, right, on our website. So there, one of our students had asked me, right, that how do you multiply 4-digit numbers in a simple way? So we had discussed that technique, but I am sure you can also learn that technique by watching those videos. But the point is, if 4,592 has to be multiplied with 7,621, I would prefer conventional method. Not a problem in that. If you can do it smartly by the technique we had discussed yesterday, nothing wrong. But even conventional method is okay. What is not okay is if you do these things on paper, 34 into 49 on paper. Okay. So I think the point that I'm trying to make is, we know these things, we fail to apply because we don't practice enough. So practice is the key. Now let's do the same calculation mentally once. We have learned that digit by digit method, right? Left to right, right to left, whatever we conventionally do. The same thing. Now try and add mentally. How do you do it? I think when you are adding mentally, at least I find left to right to be an easy process when compared to right to left. Yes or no? While you are doing it on paper as in when you are doing this digit by digit calculation, I would suggest go from right to left. But when you are doing it mentally, I prefer left to right. I prefer left to right. I have a reasoning behind this. I'll tell you why I think left to right works better here, right? Let us say, I mean, this is one important realization, right? Which I got when I was like counting notes, right? In fact, I to be very honest, I thank my father for this. I learned it from him, right? So let's say when you're counting notes and you've got different denominations, right? 1,000 rupee notes, of course. Do we have 1,000 rupee notes now? We have 1,000 rupee notes now, right? We don't have 1,000 rupee notes. We have 2,000 rupee notes now. Sorry. So let's say we have got different denominations, right? 2,000 rupee note or 500 rupee notes. Then there are some 200 rupee notes have come, not come yet. Okay. So some different denominations are there, right? Thousands, 2,000s, 500s, 200s, 100s, 50s, 10s, and all that, right? So usually what do? We first arrange them in the right sequence, right? All the thousands first, then all the 500s, then all the 100s, then all the 50s and 20s and 10s. Yeah, and then we count. Because randomly, if you have a 100 rupee note, then a 20, and then a 500, then 1,000, then a 2,000, it becomes a little complex. So you have seen, and I'm sure all of us know that this is how it works better, right? So we arrange them in the right fashion first, and then count it. Now understand, when you're counting these notes, right? So it's, when you hold it, try to do it, right? Try to do this experiment today. You hold a few notes in your hands and you'll realize this. So when you hold these bundle of notes, right? It is easier to have the highest denomination at the bottom, right? 2,000 rupee notes, above that thousands, above that 500s. Thousands are, 1,000 is not a legal denomination anymore, right? Legal tender anymore. But then, 1,000, then 500, then 20 or whatever, right? So when you hold it, it's easier. You see the 10s first, then 20s, then 50s. You can see the whole sequence there, right? I mean, 10 has got the smallest size, then 20, then 50. So you can see all the different notes there. But you count it this way, it's not that easy, right? Having bigger notes at the bottom is easier because you can see all the notes, right? It's like going up like this, right? In terms of size. So you would know that, okay, I have so many different denominations there, and it looks easy, it's handy. But counting in the same fashion is not handy. You start counting it, so you will add 10, 20, 30, then suddenly 20 rupee note comes. So 30 plus 20, 50 plus 20, 70 plus this thing. Then 50 rupee notes come, then 100 rupee notes, and then 500, and then 1,000 and 2,000. It becomes a little complex. Same quantity of notes, same denominations, flip it over. And now you count. It's very, very easy. 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, and then you add 500s, then you add 100s, then you add 50s and 20s and 10s. Right? So, I was actually trying to do this. I was struggling with it, right? My father took it from me, and then he actually had asked me to count it for some reason. I mean, this is long back. I'm not now, but long ago. He took it from me, and I actually arrived at the right sum by doing that, right? I had the biggest notes at the bottom, but then I got the right sum. When he wanted to, verify it, check it, he flipped it over and then counted. And I was like, okay, this sounds better. This seems to be working better. And he was really quick with that. So the point is, long story short, the point is adding bigger values first is easier, right? Always go from left to right when you're doing it mentally, right? So do that now. 4,000 and 7,000. See, I'm using 1,000 and 1,000, and because I'm speaking out, it will take a little longer. But when you do it yourself, it becomes easier. And never speak out when you're doing calculations, right? Like in the examination center, don't start saying that 4,000 plus 7,000, 11,000 plus 3,000, 14,000 plus 1,000, 15,000. No. Others will struggle, and you also may get confused. Right? Keep your mouth shut, do it within yourself, right? So it's actually like adding digits only. 4 and 7, 11. 11 plus 3, 14, plus 1, 15, plus 0, 15. Right? 4 and 7, 11, plus 3, 14, plus 1, 15, plus 0, 15. 15,000, you have to remember that, right? So 15,000 is one number that you have to keep in mind. Now add hundreds. When you're adding hundreds, if it reaches to thousands, you take the 1,000 over to the previous thousands and then continue with the hundreds, right? So now add hundreds. 500 plus 600, 1100, plus 700, 1800, plus 200, 2000, plus 400, 2400. You already had 15,000, now you have got 2400. Immediately add. Keep only one number with you, right? Now go for the next sum. So you've already got 15,000, now you've got 2400, right? 500 plus 600, 1100 plus 700, 1800 plus 200, 2000 plus 400, 2400. I had 15,000. Yeah, invigilator will come and bang you if you start reading out when you're doing it in the exam. Anyways, jokes apart, so 15,000 plus 2,400 makes it 17,400. Now keep this number in mind, 17,400. You have to do the next part. What is the next part? Now you're going to add tens. So 90 plus 20, 110 plus 8, 80, right? 190 plus 30, 220 plus 60, 280. How much did we have? We had 17,400. Now it is 280. So that becomes 17,680. You're getting it? 900 plus 200, 1100. Sorry, not hundreds. These are tens. 90 plus 20, 110 plus 80, 190 plus 30, 220 plus 60, 280. You already had 17,400 plus 280. Makes it 17,680. Now add the units places. 2 plus 1, 3 plus 4, 7 plus 6, 13 plus 1, 14. 17,680 plus 14 will give you 17,694. That's how it works. I mean, practice a few questions and it becomes easier. I think I'll stop here. We had planned to do it like a 30-minute session, but now one thing that I would leave you all, for your own practice is to change some of the signs. Let's say this is minus. Let's say this is minus. Now what do? Practice it yourself. I'm not going to take it up. I'm sure you can do it yourself. Do it in a calculator first. Find out what the right answer is and then check. Right? What do? The digit by digit method works when you're going from right to left. The only point is take care of the sign. Earlier we said 2 plus 1, 3 plus 4, 7 plus 6, 13 plus 1, 14. In the first case when everything was plus. Now there are negative signs. So 2, this is minus 1. This is minus 1, this is minus 20, this is minus 600, this is minus 7,000. Right? This is not 6, this is minus 6, this is minus 30, minus 200, minus 1,000. So keep that in mind, right? So same we have to just continue. 2 minus 1, 1, 1 plus 4, 5, 5 minus 6, minus 1, right? Minus 1 plus 1, 0. So answer would probably end in 0. If there's anything negative, it is resulting in negative, borrow. How we do the thing, right? Same thing. This becomes minus and this becomes minus. So what do we do whenever we get a negative value? Teacher asks us to borrow something, right? 5 is not 5. It becomes 400 here and I take 100 to 9's place, 10's place. So this becomes 190. So the same process has to be continued, right? Do it that way. And then mentally also split and merge. 4,000 minus 7,000 is minus 3,000. Minus 3,000 plus 3,000 cancels. Minus 1,000 and so on. I'm sure this will maybe result in a negative answer overall. Yeah, it would result in a negative answer because this is like 4,500, 3,700 is approximately, let's say 8,200 and then 8,400, 8,600, 700. And this is, yeah. So it would maybe result in a negative answer, which makes it even more complex. So we have a technique for that. Maybe when we meet next Friday for a similar session on speed maths, we will start with these negative numbers, right? How to deal with negative results. What happens when numbers are, when the result is going negative. But I want you to become prepared, right? Come prepared for the next Friday session, which is also going to be on speed math. I think we'll start with something like this, right? How do you do subtractions and additions together, right? Arithmetic sum. And then how do you deal with a negative answer? Finally, if you arrive at a negative answer, how do you ensure that it is correct? There are some tricks involved which we can use. But remember, anything like this or like this ensures that you will not clear the exam, right? So the point is, cut down the paperwork. The more you put pen on paper, the longer it takes. Yeah. So while most of us run behind the shortcut formula are important, I don't deny. Shortcut formulae are definitely important, but when it comes to a subject like quantitative aptitude, you cannot solve any question, even a single question in this section, without playing with numbers. You have to deal with numbers in every single question there. So before you work on the shortcut formula, before you try to by heart all the shortcut formula, what you need to really work on is the way you deal with these numbers. And that's where most of us fail actually, right? We don't realize that calculation is important. For us, shortcut formula is important. For us, the smart method is important. For us, the technique is important. But if you ask me, more than these, what comes above is the way you handle these numbers, the way you do your calculations. So the moral of the story is, every day, irrespective of your preparation for bank exams, you should spend at least 45 minutes, around 30 to 45 minutes I would say, right? 30 to 45 minutes on numbers. And do it for just 21 days. 21 days from today, continuously 21 days from today. This is a 21-day rule, right? I'm sure you must have heard of that. So do it anything for 21 days, it becomes a habit, right? All I am trying to say is every day you should play with numbers, right? I mean, I do it every day, right? It happens. By itself it happens. It has become a second nature. So every day from today, spend about 30 to 45 minutes for 21 days. Do it for 21 days with dedication, and I'm sure you'll feel that difference in 3 weeks of time. All right. On that note, let me close it here. Thank you so much for joining us. Please share your valuable feedback so that we make these sessions a lot better for you. And if you wish to join us for many more live sessions which are done inside the TalentSprint program, you can visit our website, which is talentsprint.com. All right. Irrespective of, again, whether you visit the website or not, you are bank or SSC exam aspirants, right? You have decided to write these exams, to take these exams, right? You want your dream bank job or your dream government job. The only shortcut is practice. Any program you join, any coaching center you join, without practice, nothing is simple, right? Nobody can give you a shortcut, or nobody can give you a pill, which upon popping will help you crack this exam, right? What anybody does is just 10%. 90% is in your hands, which is to practice more and more. Right? So keep practicing and take very good care of yourselves. I'll see you all in the next session, which is going to be on speed maths on the same day, same time, right? 11 a.m. on the next Friday. Take care.